Here we go. Welcome into another live commitment. I'm excited to be here. Are you excited to be here? Of course you are. We got a Rivals top 50 player in America committing with us today. Summer is here. Recruiting is red hot, and we're going to be going out to California in a matter of moments. But first, make sure you guys are locked in and get ready. We got announcements today, Wednesday. It's not going to stop all summer long. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the best recruiting channel on YouTube. All right. Who are we here for today? It is Marcus Fakatou. He goes 6'7", 275 pounds. He's from Chatsworth, California, and attends powerhouse Sierra Canyon High School. According to the Rivals industry rankings, he's the #2 defensive lineman in America and the 34th best prospect overall. Those offers, he's got them all. They've been coming in really for the last 2-3 years. Into this point, it has been a heated recruitment. If you've been following along, you know he's narrowed this down to 3. We got Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas as the finalists. So, you guys in the chat, which of these 3 schools is going to land Marcus? I want to know. Let's get in there. Let me know. Now, before we head out to California, let's put on the film. It's 6'7", 275 pounds. He's obviously a massive defensive lineman. He's versatile. He could slide inside, play tackle, but has played primarily as an edge his first 2 years in high school. Now, I talked to Director of Recruiting here at Rivals, Charles Power. He says we at Rivals love his athleticism. Fakatou plays much more athletic than guys at his size. I mean, he has all the measurables, but it's his feet, his hands, his technique. It's all at an elite level for a high school prospect, and he plays as physical as they come at the high school level. So you can see all the tools are here, which makes him such a coveted prospect. All right. Remember, his career's just about to take off. Today is commitment day, but you are going to want to follow Marcus. You see the handles right there. Go ahead and hit follow. All right. Let's head to California where we have Marcus standing by. Marcus, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, feeling blessed to be here, feeling relieved too. So, sir.
Yeah. And, you got some great options in front of you. You took a lot of visits, but these 3 teams, major finalists, what was it about these programs?
Yes, sir. I think one thing about all 3 of these programs was the development and the culture spoke volumes for itself. And the education obviously did too. So I feel like all 3 of those things was what stood out to me.
So you got some great options, but you got to pick one. That's why we're here today. So the floor is yours. Say your thank yous and let us know where you plan on committing to college.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without him, who knows where I'd be right now. I want to also thank the people that are sitting up here at the table with me for taking me in when I came out to California and kicking my journey off, because without them, who also knows where I'd be. I also want to thank my parents who are standing behind me, my grandma too, my siblings, mainly to my parents for believing in me and making sacrifices, because to be honest, sending off your child and living in Alaska isn't really an easy decision to make. So thank you guys for believing in me. I want to thank here in attendance. You guys played a big role in getting me to where I'm at right now. And with all that being said, I'd like to take my talents for the next 3 to 4 years to the Ohio State University. Ooh. Yeah.
Guys land a massive commitment on the defensive line. Marcus Fakatou is now committed to the Buckeyes. How about this? What a decision. Marcus, why was ultimately Ohio State the right fit for you?
I think one thing that I always told everyone when they asked me about Ohio State was the development. And the coach Larry Johnson, with his development that he's done over there with the Bosa brothers, Chase Young, Kenny McDonald, that all just spoke volumes to me because, like I said, at the end of the day, God is important when I was looking for a school, which he also is big on his faith and then the development over there. So I just think that played a big role when it came down to who I was picking.
All right, well, I'm looking at the chat. Ohio State fans are absolutely loving it. A lot of buck nuts in the chat, a lot of booms, a lot of OHs. So talk to Ohio State fans right now. When Marcus Fakatou lands on campus in Columbus, what can fans expect to get?
Yes, sir. I think one thing I can say is not only they're going to get someone phenomenal on the field, but they're going to get someone phenomenal off the field just because I think that's important. I think your character matters the most, and then obviously your skills on the field. So I think they're going to get both someone who plays hard on the field and someone who gives back to the community off the field.
And they are going to love that. Congratulations. Go celebrate and go Buckeyes. Here we go.
Yes, sir. Go Buckeyes.
Everything. There it is. The number 2 ranked defensive lineman in America is now a Buckeye, number 34 overall. Remember, the top 32 players in America are 5-stars, so we are splitting hairs here. Marcus Fakatou is one of the best in America. Let's bring in national analyst Adam Gorney. Adam, you are out in California. You have seen him really develop over the last couple years. What is Ohio State getting in Marcus Fakatou?
Yeah, I think they're getting a more physical JT Tuimoloau. I think he's a guy that will start off at the edge. That's kind of where he wants to play. That's where he envisions himself really making the biggest impact. But his versatility speaks, volumes, and he could also move inside if needed. Now, when he talked to Larry Johnson and they had their official visit, and they've had a lot of communication about this, they see him coming off the edge and dropping into space. And that's something that Georgia had also talked to him about. Georgia basically finished second in this recruitment as a guy that will rush off the edge, overpower offensive tackles, and overwhelm them with his speed, but also a guy that can kind of play in space and get to the edge and make plays that way. So, he's trimmed down actually to 260 pounds. He's been very cognizant of not getting too big to be forced inside, and he can move. Now, he has a body that's going to still fill out. His dad played rugby in Japan for 10 years. He's definitely coming from an athletic family. So if he's 285, 290, it wouldn't be surprising to me. But if he could stay in the 260 range and play off the edge, that wouldn't be a shocker either.
Man, huge pickup for Ohio State. He has all the intangibles. I mean, also, what type of player are they getting in the locker room when he arrives in Columbus?
Yeah, I think he said that, and I think that's been part of his character for many years. He comes from Alaska. He lived on Tonga for a little bit. His dad, made him stay there to learn the culture. Then was in Idaho, went back to Alaska, and then to California. So there's a dedication level here that is very rare for a player. It's not like he just dropped down from Alaska to play in California. He's now at Sierra Canyon. He's that's a very well-coached program where he's going to be coached up, but he's also just kind of scratching the potential of what he can become in the next few years. And then in the locker room, he's going to be a glue guy, someone who's not going to be a problem, someone who's not going to be a headache. His entire decision was based off of NFL development. And so that focus, he even said to me as we kind of went into this day, his commitment day, that he's going to Ohio State and he doesn't want to let Larry Johnson down. And that really struck a chord with me because so many kids feel like they're going to go in and be a superstar from day one. He's going in understanding the history and tradition, especially on the defensive line at Ohio State. And he wants to be the next one and not let anybody down in Columbus.
Yeah. So absolutely massive pickup today. The number 2 ranked defensive lineman in America. What is next for Ohio State fans that are following this red hot recruiting this offseason?
Yeah, a lot could be next, actually. There are still some very big names on the list. Monsana Torbert is one. Carlos May is a guy that's now being projected as a possibility to Ohio State. David Gabriel Georges is the big-time running back that they're working on and have made a big priority. Flipping Benny Easter is definitely within consideration. And they're still working on Manshawn Sales. So
True, yeah.
That alone is a pretty good list to start with. And then we get into 28, and Jet Harrison is the big-time name, Marvin Harrison's brother, obviously. Obviously, Ohio State connections there throughout, and the Buckeyes are in a very good position with him. So it's going to stay busy in Columbus. They're shooting for the number 1 class. That's what they shoot for every year, and national championships. And Marcus is a big step toward that, but they're certainly not finished.
Yeah, you ain't lying. A big step. 6'7", 275. Adam Gorney, thank you for stopping by. Another live commitment here on the Rivals YouTube channel.
All right, anytime, man.
There it is. We had a big one. 6'7", 275-pound Marcus Fakatou is now committed to Ohio State. The number 2 ranked defensive lineman in America, the 34th best player overall He's off the board, head to Ohio State. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to another live commitment. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We get a lot of action here. It's not gonna stop.